Hello, today I'll be talking about my grandpa Paul and his life story. He was originally born in Mexico, and during his upbringing, he went through a lot of very hard times. When he was the age of 5 years old, he lived on a farm, and they already had him working. They already had him milking cows, doing crops. And keep in mind, he's only 5 years old. And at the end of the day, he come home from working, and he's 5, and he gets beaten by his parents, both of his parents, his father and his mother. Mostly his father, but his mother wouldn't do anything about it, and eventually he couldn't take it anymore. So at the age of 11, he knew he had to leave. He jumped on a train and crossed the border. At that time, it was a lot easier to get across the border, but he came speaking no English. He eventually got to New York, Chicago, states all over America. He managed to somehow get jobs, but eventually he would always get sent back. He crossed the border more than 5 times. I don't understand how you can get a job without speaking English, but he somehow managed to do it. He got paid, he supported himself, and when he eventually did come back, he started meeting new friends along the way. They would give him a place to stay, they would feed him, and over time, he started picking up the language in the back of restaurants he would work at or anywhere he would go. And after living here for a while, he started meeting new people, and he eventually met my grandma. And my grandma at the time already had 4 kids, and she was pregnant with her fifth. And knowing him, he didn't need to talk to my grandma, but he still saw something in her, and he still wanted to support these other kids when he can barely support himself. And he was living with my grandma until they were about 19, and then he decided to go and get legalized, and so he could be legal in America. When he went, at the time, he still didn't speak enough English, and these are his words that he said. He went up and he told them, I'm a wetback," which is a racist term for Mexicans, and he wanted to be legal so he could get a job here and know him and his family could be safe. That was his main concern. And so he ended up doing a lot of paperwork. I think he had to get sent back to Mexico for a short period of time, but he ended up being legalized. And it's just very inspirational how he left at 11 and came and supported himself all the way to a grown man, all by himself. He had zero help. Just besides the friends he made, he still made it happen. I know I couldn't do that. So hearing that from him, who doesn't even speak the English required to live here, he doesn't even speak English, and still managed to get jobs to support himself, is amazing to me. He now lives with my grandma in Modesto. He supported my mom and all of her sisters and brothers on their growing up through their teenage years. He helped them go to school. He helped them learn how to drive, how to work. So without him having any parental guidance, he still figured out how to be a great parent. He never abused his kids. He did nothing but support them. And that's very motivational to me, that you don't need to be like your upbringing. You can always change the way you were brought up and treat people better and treat people the way you wanted to be treated.